So I watched the Fed's broadcast. If you guys are into finance, if you're into economics, if you're on sites all day and you're like listening to stuff, which I recommend you should do. If you don't preload your phone, by the way, like with downloaded content when you're on Wi-Fi and scheduled content, you're gonna waste a lot of time in your personal day. Like if you work for a dude, if you're like a trapped, like landscape employee trapped, like if that's you, like, and you're like trying to build something, the best thing you can do is to take back your time. You gotta take back your time. Eventually you'll be able to buy others' time. But like if you're selling your time, which to an extent everybody does, we all out hogan. So like it's until you have assets that are gonna produce for you, and then you don't have to produce because you already did, and then you invested it well. But like invest your time well, meaning download things before you go out. It's already done. If you need a battery charger or stuff dies halfway through, like you just get your tech figured out. If you need a system, like put a bag or invest in a better case, like all that stuff, like just get your shit figured out. But preload your content and figure out what your content is. Instead of just getting like programming sent to you, like figure out, like do your own programming. Because our entire culture is built up on the idea that some select few individuals will get together, and because they're intellectually superior, they'll figure out what type of programming content will go out, or people just grab those reins of power. And then your time gets sucked into that bullshit. You've got to take back ownership of yourself and focus on the time as your own, and then really decide what are you gonna do with it. And the best thing to do if you're out working, you're getting stuff done, like you're out doing your thing, is preload up your content and figure out what it is that you want to be listening to. And if you're into the finance stuff and you're not watching the economic ninja, like stuff is raw. I like his, like it's so raw. Just freaking killing it. But if you're watching these different events and you're looking at, okay, so you're becoming educated, you're like listening to like Zang, she's good, or Jake, or Gammon, all these different people that have these economic things. I listen to like the Silver Bullion guy. I'm subscribed to his channel, and like he's got great guests on, and like I just preload this content and I pay for it so I don't get those ads, and then I can just download and just go. Audible, the exact same thing. When I hear on these podcasts, and that's another avenue, like download your podcast, figure out what podcast you're listening to. There's all different things. Niche subjects in podcasts, which is super cool. If you want to like learn how to build, like, I don't know, name whatever widget, like there's going to be a podcast on that, and you can subscribe to that and like go through their archive, and like it's cool. But nonetheless, when I hear a resource stated, I'll put that down on my notes on my phone, and then I'll buy it on Audible, and I subscribe to that because it's like, I don't know, like $15 a month. I don't even know what it is. Like it's preset, it's in my finances, it's already done, it goes. And then I get credits every month, and then I use up my credits, and most of the time, like I gauge it, like am I acquiring more books and like going through those books, and it's like pretty much perfect to like with what you have to spend there. And you can listen to stuff so fast, much faster than being able to read something. I'm reading a book right now, but it's like taking way long. But if I were like get the audio book of it, I could cruise through it. But there's advantages to having it in written form. You can highlight through, make notes, see it. Then there's super advantages to having the written form and the audio form. But like invest in your own content, because when you pay for content on different levels for different things, you're gonna get more of what you want. But like a library that's free, you can figure out what it is that you want to expose yourself to and then dive into that. But when you get onto any of these platforms, don't get sucked into the platform. Like you run the time. Whether you're on the clock or not, you run the time. And you to figure out what you're gonna invest in, what news feeds you're gonna subscribe to, what stuff's gonna add value to your life. And then like you're gonna have to be somewhat objective about like truth. You're gonna have to basically put together like your own personal philosophy, and then you're gonna have to adjust your principles based on that. And then you'll work through your own thing, but you need to set through what your own thing is. And you'll acquire that as you go. But as you're picking up this information all throughout, you're testing it kind of based on your pillars, your principles, but your landstone markers of like, and now when something changes your landstone marker, that shifts the whole entire board, and that would be called like an axiom. And you could just write that word down, axiom. And it's like, there's very few axioms in life. You could probably sum up most of life to like maybe there's 4 axioms. Maybe, I don't know. Like there could be tons, I have no idea. Maybe don't quote me exactly on numbers. I have no idea. I didn't look it up at all. But axioms are rare. And when you find something that is an axiom, that's worth jumping into. But select your own content. Put what you want to learn about, and then utilize your time as a first mover's advantage, because like everybody's got the exact same amount. Thanks for being here. Peace.